Hey, what's up, guys? I thought today I'd go take you on a little ride along with me to go clean some carpet. And I'll tell you a little more about myself. Um, Basically, we operate three businesses. We have a carpet cleaning business. We have an odor removal business, which is separate from carpet cleaning, although they often kind of overlap. But even though, odor removal and carpet cleaning generally go together, it's more of a specialty deal for things that go beyond carpet odors. Things like smoke and heavy duty cooking odors or mystery odors or anything like that. So we have a carpet cleaning business, an odor removal business, and we also have a janitorial business. And I know that sounds kind of hectic, like, when do we have time for anything else? But it's not really like that. And I'll tell you why. The demographic that I serve for carpet cleaning is not really high end, but it's also not low end either. And there's a lot of factors that affect the kind of business that I do. Mainly it's that I don't live in a high-end area, but it's mostly middle class. Okay, so the customers that I have don't want to pay a ton for the super high-end service, but they generally recognize that the cheap coupon guys are not really providing the kind of service they want. And in addition to that, our area had a pretty bad flood a couple years ago. So since the flood, it's taken a lot of people a really long time to get back, into their houses and things like that. And more people have went to hard floors in their newer remodeled houses that got flooded. So there's just a lot of factors that affect the whole thing. But the demographic that I serve is really right where I want to be. And in addition to that, I serve a fairly smaller area. I don't travel to any big cities. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because carpet cleaning, I generally only do 1 or 2 jobs a day. It's not, I'm not doing 7 or 8 jobs a day, and I certainly don't want to do that many jobs. Years ago, when I worked for a different company, that's how we operated. We did between 7 and 9 jobs a day. But you can imagine the kind of quality that you generally get when you do that many jobs. So you have to excuse the mess here. I mean, this is my trailer. I don't operate out of a van. And hey, I use my trailer. So it's not going to be spick and span clean like in the other video that I did, just showing the system. I had picked up some stuff, but this is how it looks on a daily basis. Gloves, bottles laying around, things like that. Anyway, all right, sorry about that. I had to go get a little bit more deodorizer. Anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm making up my pre-spray. We only have 1 job today, and the pre-spray that I use, it really covers any aspects of things that I encounter. I use a good general purpose cleaner, which is Harvard Grime Release Pro. This stuff is excellent. And then I boost that with Pure Force Citrus Force and Oxy-Force. So this has enzymes in it, and most people are familiar with OxyClean. It works similar to that. And then the Citrus Force works really well as a booster for our degreaser. And then of course all my jobs are deodorized using Rid's odor. I usually use the spice green tea. It works excellent, particularly if there's any pet odors and the customer doesn't want to, you know, pay for any type of subsurface treatment or anything. It works really, really well. All right, so I made up my pre-spray. And yeah, I know it looks junky, but I usually wait till I'm out of jugs and then I'll pick those up. Check the vacuum cleaner bag. And check the fuel. Yeah, it looks like we need to stop and get some. You can see here, this is the general equipment I use. Most jobs get pre-vacuumed. Or I would say most, it's definitely most that get pre-vacuumed, not all of them. If they just vacuumed, I may not do it. But when we do a lot of empties and things like that, move outs, they almost always need to be vacuumed. If someone's living there, a lot of times they vacuum before we get there, and so it's kind of play it by ear and see if it really needs it. I use blowers sometimes to speed dry, particularly if they want one area dried quicker than the other. Like say a living room, I'll put the blowers on there and let it dry. Let me check the waste tank filter. All right. That looked good. So that's really about it as far as prepping. Make sure I got fuel, make up my pre-spray, make sure the tank is not full, which I know it's not full. It doesn't have anything in it. And I check my filter, and I always need to make sure that I have propane, which one of those bottles is almost completely full. So that's it for the prep, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're done and wrapping up. Rolo's managed to get everything wrapped up before I got out here, and he's on the last thing now.
Right hose.
All I can say is quality help can sometimes be very hard to find. I don't think you could have made a knot that good if you would have tried, Rolo.
Thing is, I don't know where it's like hooked up. Look.
The only thing left to do is drain the waste tank, check the filter, clean it if necessary, and we're done.